traveling mercies, God, for making everyone here and safely, and those that are not here yet, Lord, I ask that you please protect them all the way. Lord, I ask that whatever First Lady is going to preach to us tonight, God, that we take heed of what she's saying and we'll be able to walk away with something, God, something new, and apply it to our lives, Lord. And we ask that everyone is able to understand what it is that she's given us, Lord. And we just thank you and we love you and we ask that all these things be done in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Damn, why do we do this every time I want to pray? So, we have been talking about building healthy relationships for today makes 5 weeks, which is to me really, really good. I'm not sure how everyone is doing in building relationships, or even if you aren't like going out and building those relationships with other people, how have you noticed the difference in the relationships that you have with your significant other, with friends that you're really close with children? Has there been a change or anything different? Anybody? Or same old, same old? Same?
Oh no, in my side here, it changed. I mean, it helps me to realize that I need to create healthy relationships. Not worry only for what I want, to pay attention to what they want, and be transparent and genuine. So yes, I improved my relationship with my sister-in-law, the one that they was dealing with, and now it's I could say it's getting healthy relationship, and that it did help me.
Nice. Awesome. Anybody else?
I would probably have to say that the way I talk, meaning like just speaking certain things and being careful of what I say and how I say it and stuff like that, that's one thing that I'm learning to do and kind of help other people too. Like if I hear them saying something, or if I hear myself, I'll try to stop myself from saying it. Just building myself up for one to be able to help build somebody else up and, stop them from saying negative stuff and speak life and speak better about themselves and things that's going on. So with the process of me talking to them, it works.
Nice. The best? No.
Well, I've talked to some people I don't know.
How would that go?
And a little awkward at first because I asked friends in Virginia who were looking for this particular person, and they couldn't find him, but I found him on Facebook, but he's really not on Facebook because he's one of those secret people, regular building kind of thing. So, we only had like 39 friends on there, but he's not on there since 2016 or something like that. So I went through some of his contacts. And, cause they live in Virginia, Arizona, so told me to reach out and see if I could get a hold of them. So I started talking to some of those contacts there. And this one girl, her kind of resume, we've been talking back and forth. And really good contact there with somebody I don't even know, never seen. It's not as, not as awkward now talking to her as I talked to her today.
Also, you did more than once. Oh, that's good. Nice. Pastor, any success stories?
I think Robin talked about the testimony, what happened. Me and her have been talking a lot more. So that the ice definitely broken there. That's the person who I'm supposed to talk to. And then last night we met with one of the parents, and so I thought that was a really eye opener. Normally I would jet it out. I felt like I had a million more things to do, but to listen and to invest in that person, to hear what they had to say about the school and all the other stuff was kind of me now sacrificing time to invest in other people.
And I think as far as myself goes, I do I would love for me and my person to get together a lot more than we are, you know, opposed to just seeing each other on Sundays, you know, so, but outside of that, I talk to a lot of different people on a daily basis, and I've noticed even with myself doing this, I'm trying my best to listen to some of the very things I'm saying to you guys and implement them in relationship building, because you have some real tough cookies that, like, we might have been acting it out here, but you know, you run into those people that just don't want to be bothered, and then so I'm now finding myself, okay, so here's a scenario. How do you get through it? What do you do? How do you act about it? And how are you going to invest in this person? Are you going to turn away from this person? And so I just find myself replaying the stuff on my head. Okay, how do I invest? What do I need to do? How do I need to invest? What can I do this? How can I do that different? Do I continue to put time into this person even though they just like totally gave me the cold shoulder? And so I keep going back. You know, I just continue to be persistent. So really quick, we were on part 2. Anybody have any questions? Questions? Okay. So we covered this one on last week. The part 2 of building relationships. This was the end of the 11 parts that we were talking about, which was build relationships one at a time, be friendly and make connections, ask people questions. It's important. People want to know that you care and you listen. Tell people about yourself. We all like to talk about ourselves. So tell people about yourself. Go places and do things. If they invite you to a game, if they invite you out, accept the invitation. Sometimes they just want you to come and just sit with them through coffee or something. Accept the invitation. And accept people the way they are. That's a big one for a lot of us. You know, a lot of times we want to change people because they don't do it the way you want them to do it. So we got to remember that people are the way they are for a reason, and the only person that can change them is God. And the only person that can change you is God. And so if we remember that, then we will remember to not try to look down on a person. Assume other people want to form relationships. So if I start a relationship off with the whole negative thought, like, well, you know, they don't really want this anyway, so why am I wasting my time? I automatically just chuck out the thing that, you know, this person actually wants to build a relationship. Which brings us to number 7, which is, I'm sorry, one more on this one. And it was overcome your fear of rejection. That is a big one because we get to the point where we feel that we've been rejected, and so this person I have no idea about, or even the people that I do know about, I have refused to invest in this person because why? I've been rejected before, and so since I've been rejected before, I'm just going to assume that you're going to reject me too. I'm not even going to waste my time. I'm not going to waste your time. Then you have be persistent. Heard Susie say that I'm persistent. I don't give up. I ain't quitting. I'm gonna keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on pushing until what? Until you break. Invite people to get involved. So let people know that it's one thing that you go to do things that they're doing. Now you inviting people. So you might invite them to church. You might invite them to a gathering. You might invite them to different things. But just, you know, extend the invitation. Even if they say no, extend it anyway. Enjoy people. Just enjoy people. Again, the way that they are, not how you want them to be. Then you have to assume, overcome, consistent, right, and emotional. So, I just wanted to kind of recap on that a little bit. Any questions on those 11? Questions? So, let's watch our little cartoon. And we'll talk about it. So, not quite sure what that's doing, but just the little, I know that's gonna be this one, that's what I'm
Go ahead. I'm gonna do those.
No.
No.
So just that little first 45 seconds while the thing is loading, what did you guys see just in that particular thing and what we're talking about, as far as building relationships? Kind of didn't get to the part I wanted you to see, but
It's kind of
Had a connection with the little, what is that?
he had one with the person?
With the bird?
You saw the connection?
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
didn't want
connection.
No, everybody was taking the stuff and he didn't get none.
Yeah.
They were selfish.
Very selfish.
And even then, he's
They
still.
didn't care
Yeah, that's
about
what
the
she's about to see what's about to happen right now, which, yeah.
But he
Alright.
cared about the little animal.
He did?
It's like,
I'm talking about that part.
oh,
I was worried about the food.
Okay, so now, what did we see? Because we kind of got to that part. What do we see in that little clip?
They all got eye on the prize.
What does that to do with building friendships? What does that little part of this little, what is that, camel? I don't know what the little animal is. The camel seeing a little piece of fruit, and then the birds coming and taking it away, and then he saves the little bird's life just to finally almost get it, and the bird was still all upset about the situation, and then gets it. So what's happening? What does that do with building friendships?
I mean, they're still working together to get this fruit. It's just they beating each other up to try to get to it.
So you see working together, okay?
Because he stood, at the end of the day, he was trying to get the fruit, but yet he knew that the little penguin was sad. So he saved him with the fall, wrapped him up with him, and fell. So,
Okay.
I mean, you want to keep watching it? It's loaded.
Yeah, that's the special people.
His eye on Venus.
Yeah, that's fine.
Lower quality.
So now what happened? What's going on with this friendship deal?
They shared.
They did not start their friendship correctly.
Okay.
But
Tell me more, huh?
Since he saved him, he didn't really recognize them reaching out and trying to help. So now he's gonna help him.
Okay, Susie was on to something.
they
did?
feel compassion, compassion for the thing that he saved or risked his life, and that was the connection when he risked his life or he saved his life.
It was persistent.
Persistent. Thank you. That's one of the words I was looking for, was that it didn't matter
Yeah.
what was going on. Both this camel, little animal, and that little bird was extremely persistent. They weren't persistent in the beginning with the friendship, however. Wasn't no friendship because they both was going after, I think somebody said the same prize. They wanted the same thing. They didn't realize that they were hurting each other in the end. They hurt each other through one almost got ran over by a train, and then they fell down, and then they could have fell off the cliff. But all of this, that you know, no one was thinking about the other bird. Even though the little bird really only saved them through the train, he saved them because of the train. Why? What did he have? Yeah, he didn't see the bird, he seen the fruit. He was really trying to save the fruit, not the bird. But in the interim, the bird got saved too. So, you know. And so the whole purpose of me just saying, let's watch this was simply because sometimes, yes, I'm sorry. Go for it.
Yeah, I was saying that that's how it is in life. We're chasing after a prize. And you both, and a lot of times people are only concerned about them getting the prize because they only see enough of the prize for either me or this other person, so I choose me. You see it in the traffic, you know, I gotta get this spot, I gotta get in front of you. In line, we get impatient, somebody cut us off and skip our line, and we've been sitting there waiting for 30, 40 minutes, and then somebody just come in, walk in, and take that front spot. We get mad because it's only, I've been sitting here for 30 minutes, and you just gonna come in and skip the line, we ready to fight. Somebody take our money, we ready to fight. Somebody do this, we ready to do this. Every time we see this as a, you know, we're going after this prize, and it's only one of them. But when you change the dynamics around, you know, and you realize it opened up that it's a whole lot. And it gets to the point when you keep trying to go after yourself, you get to that point where he was on the edge. Yes. And the thing I thought about is that a lot of people get to that point and kill themselves because they went after life the wrong way. And if we don't turn it around, we will eventually push them off the edge.
Yeah, that and you know, what's the reality is, again, I know it's a cartoon, but what's the reality of him that's exactly where he was right before that friend came along and started giving him the very thing that he was chasing. Sometimes we chase things so far and so much that we are not patient enough to just wait and allow God to bring it to us. We want it, and so we chase after it. And it doesn't matter who we hurt in the interim, as long as we get what we want. And so
that's just like, I was just gonna say, that's just like when people trying to be successful and others not wanting to see you do better than them. You know, they try to attack you in this area or tell you certain things, or again, it's like some type of competition instead of everybody just working together. I mean, we all out here trying to make a living, trying to do right, but it's others that want to do better than you, so they want to see you fail. They want these things to happen to you too. So it's like, yeah, that kind of ties into what he was talking about.
And then the other piece, the tie and piggyback on what you were saying, if you notice in the front, I can relate. Do you notice that all the birds jump over that whatever it is, Campbell or whatever, or llama or whatever, jumped on his head and took the fruit. A lot of times we see people in life, they're like on ice. They can't get it together for whatever reason. They're trying, but they can't, and then they just get trampled over by this person and that person. I've seen it with people in relationships. I've seen it in people in jobs. I've seen it in people in family. They get trampled on, and then they get to the point where they're like, you know, enough is enough. And then they start being overly aggressive. And so sometimes you have to be patient, because a person attacking you may not just be attacking you. They're just tired of people using them. They're just tired of people abusing them, and you just unfortunately came in and got the brunt end of all of that. I see that a lot in relationships, man, with men and women who've been abused and used and all kinds of stuff, and they finally get to the point they say enough is enough, and then the guy or the girl comes in that is trying to show love, and they're like, no, I wish you would. This is not going to happen to me again. And so you got to love them through that part.
I agree. So that was our little clip for relationships. So we talked about the 11 steps into building relationships. we figured out, okay, this is part of the formula and to build a relationship. So what comes after you have built the relationship? Now you have to what?
So,
Gotta keep it.
Mhm.
It's easy to start something with somebody. So now how do you keep that thing that you built with somebody? What needs to happen? So, let's talk about it. So we talked about building relationships one at a time, but one of the things about sustaining is pay attention to people. Why do we need to pay attention? Why is that important? Why do we need to pay attention?
Because if we don't pay attention, the other people could be, could feel, not worthy or not only worthy, but, okay, if this is a real friendship or,
Right.
I mean, wondering, should we, continue in this relationship or not? So it's better for us to pay attention to them. Sometimes we cannot do it daily, but we can do it once a week or depend.
Yes. So to kind of piggyback on Susie's point is there's a need, and once if someone started to have build a relationship with me, we just started becoming friends, and now I'm kind of starting to open up to you, and then all of a sudden you just leave me hanging. You know, one, I'll feel like super, like vulnerable, like wait, I allowed you in, and I don't know what you're doing with my information that I kind of told you, you know, in secretive or as a friend, and now you act as if I don't even exist. You know, like you said, I don't have to, you don't have to call me every day, but if you are truly trying to build that relationship with me, I would hope that I would hear from you, you know, at least once or twice a week, at least. That's like the minimum, that you would reach out to me and just check on me to see how I'm doing, especially if I told you something that was really near and dear to me, like, you know, I'm struggling in work and I'm in my marriage and stuff like that, and now all of a sudden you say that you care, but I never hear from you. So, you know, when they say build it one at a time, that's one of the bigger reasons that you don't want to have a whole bunch of, you know, starting these new friendships all around the place, because these people, we as people are looking for people to invest that time. Like that, I would hope that you would pick up the phone, as I would hope that you would say the same thing for me. Like, well, wow, you know, first lady never even called me, but says that she loves me, and she kind of says that she's praying for me and she's there for me. Like, I never hear from her. I don't even see her anymore since we talked. And so now you got the mind wondering. When I see you again, it's kind of like, yeah, it's like, I'm good. You know, you obviously got a lot on your plate, and you know, you can't right now, and I understand that. And
Or sometimes we made a mistake that, oh, call me if you need anything, call me. And when you call, nobody answers, nobody gets back to you. That's weird.
I agree. I was at work today, and we were kind of talking about the same thing, healthy relationships. And one of the things we were talking about was that whole active listening thing. And so one of the demonstrations I did to them was in regards to how many people have you, like, if this, Martha, you're right there, and I just was like, how you doing, Martha? Good morning, how you doing? And I just kept walking. So how many times have we spoke to people, but the reality is we never stopped to hear the answer. So we ask these questions like, how are you doing? How is your day? But you just keep on moving. Never give that person a chance to answer. They like, that's good. You know, I'm good now. You just kept walking. And then later on, you start to have this conversation with them, and you want to know why they're dry. It's like, you totally paid me no mind earlier. So now you want, oh, it's okay for us to talk now. And so we don't realize that we're doing that, so we ask these questions. So we have to be careful when we ask questions. Another way you could do that is be like, good morning, you know, when I get a chance. Yes.
I have a question, because I've done that at work.
That's it.
I've done that at work. Please, because sometimes you try to get out, you just got in, you try to get out to duty. Sometimes you just got in and you got to get your lesson plan done, and you done messed up and forgot something else. Sometimes you got in, you're just tired and you barely crawling in there. So how do you do that?
How do you reword it?
Without just
Don't ask a question that you can't stay for the answer.
So you just walk past the person.
Wait,
No,
How are you
okay.
doing? Yeah, that's it.
I feel like you can do it. You can do it in doing? Good, all right, cool. I'm sorry I gotta go, but it was good seeing you. I'll talk to you soon. Something like that versus, oh, hey, how you doing? And then walking straight past. You can tell them, I'm sorry, I would love to stay and talk to you, but I gotta go.
Correct. I agree. You gotta keep it brief. Or one of the other things that I was thinking about was, I see Susie, same scenario with Martha. I see Martha look like she's about to have a whole conversation with me, right? And I walk up and say, good morning, Martha. Just want to let you know that I have something to talk to you about a little bit later if you're free. Is that okay with you? Yes. Okay, cool. And so now I have something to tell her, even though I had nothing to tell Martha, but I can see it in Martha's face that Martha has something to tell me. So I just made it up in my mind to tell Martha, can we chat later? Can we chat a little bit later? Like Kara was saying, because, I got to get out here to duty really fast. I'm still giving her attention. 5 seconds is better than just what we usually do. Just kind of walking past the
Or
person.
like, I really like that haircut.
There you go, acknowledging, I'm paying attention. Now when she probably gonna ask me, she probably ain't wanna ask me no more. Good morning, Dr. Morris. I'm looking good there. When you get a chance, I would love to sit down and chat with you for a little bit.
When they say, but hit you when I got a chance right now. Well, I know.
When you get a chance, I will
see you in your bed sleep.
But what do you have to follow up with? You have to follow up with, right now I'm going to do such and such and such. I'm acknowledging you, but such and such and such is gonna happen.
Today I made a mistake with one of our clients. I called him to let him know that his payment he's behind. So instead of me asking how you doing, I'm like, hi, Mr. Hugo Perez. I hope you're doing good. And he got, no, I said, hi, Mr. Hugo Perez. How you doing? And he says, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm okay, thank you. I'm sorry, I just want to let you know that you're behind. And then he says, I'm sorry, but I know. He says, oh, wait a minute. I'm doing good. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to catch you. I am so sorry. Forgive me that I am not. I went straight to the point. Thank God to speak Spanish, so I was able to explain him that I was in such a hard time that I had such a period of time of calling people and at the same time answering phones. So he goes, okay. So he explained himself how come he's behind, and then I told him that I totally understand that things happen and. He wasn't the only one. I've been in that situation, so I'm trying to,
butter you up.
Yes, I'm like, okay, but yes, that is right. Don't ask questions if you're not willing to answer. Listen.
Yes, that's a big one, and
yes.
it gives off such bad vibes to other people that eventually, when you do have the time and I'm ready to talk, that person is like. Every time I talk to them, they walk past me. I ain't got nothing to say to this person, and you don't understand what you did wrong. Right. You're kind of like, what, And then you like, hey, so and I done did what I did to Martha already, and now I come up to Martha. I'm at lunch. I'm cool. I got a little time now. So Martha, what's going on? How you doing? I'm good. And she walk right past. Why she do me like that? But we forgot because again, we got a lot of stuff going on.
I'm sorry, I was like, or you can just say, you know what, like when you do see him, you got time, you're like, I am so sorry, I apologize. This week has been really busy, It's been crazy, it's been hectic, and I've been meaning to get back to you, but unfortunately this came up, that came up, so please forgive me, but I got time now. If you do, then you go ahead and, what was it? Leave off where we left off at, or talk where we left off at. Yeah, so.
That's really good. So,
Hi, Santiago.
Hello. Good evening. And so, super important to make sure we are paying the attention to other people's needs. Okay, and then the other one we have is communicate openly. What does that one mean? What does communicate open mean? Yeah, okay, what does that mean, to communicate openly? And why is that so important when you build a relationship? We already know that, okay, remember, this relationship is official. We officially have a relationship, right? And now I'm paying attention. Martha and I have built this relationship with each other, and I'm paying attention to Martha now.
So just be open to to anything that's pretty much come in, like open to talk about anything maybe? I'm
You know what happened today?
Tell me.
Well, I was sitting at my desk and the supervisor came in there and just started screaming at me.
Ooh.
Thank you. So what she's doing is just communicating open. A person should feel that they can openly communicate and say what she was showing us was an example of.
Oh, I thought
I know. They both were like,
I was
what?
about to say, I was like, ooh, so I can go tomorrow, you know. And I thought about it, I was like, wait a minute, we recording, I was about to play pause for a minute and say, ooh.
So what she was doing was showing us
Oh.
open communication looks like that. She should feel open enough to share things in the job or anywhere with me and not feel like, oh, yeah, no, can't tell you about that. Oh, no, can't tell you about that either because I don't trust you. And, oh man, I can't tell you about nothing. I don't know why I'm your friend. So we have to have that open relationship with each other. Yes.
And I think, but that's what wisdom and discernment, and that's when you start having the Holy Spirit, because
Yes.
I understand what we're saying about being open, but I do think that you could be too open with the wrong person.
Right.
Case in point, I was at the job and somebody came into my classroom to vent. Later on, the supervisor came in to inform me about the situation and how it escalated further. And I was trying to be open, was just like, well, yeah, they cooled off. You know, they came in the room to cool off. And you're like, oh, really? And I'm like, oh, wait, time out. I told you that as a friend. I didn't tell you that. Please do not use that to go against that other person, because I told you that as a friend, that basically they came to my room to vent, but this person was trying to use it professionally to document and build a case against the other person. And I was like, no, I wouldn't have said that because the other person came to me in confidence. So it gets a little tricky sometimes. You can't be too open, and it taught me a lesson. You can't be too open with people.
Right, but right, just to me, what I hear you saying is that the way that you communicated with the supervisor, yes,
You need to trust that person before you talk open.
this is true, and that's a big piece on building relationships. I agree. And so when you talk to the supervisor and you tell her, wait, that was in confidence, confidentiality, that this person shared this with me, it wasn't meant to build a case or do this thing to that. To me, that's communicating openly about how you feel and what's going on. Not too much of, oh, can I give you my juicy gossip and secrets?
Or
That's
off the record.
Yeah,
Right.
you just gotta be.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know where the other person was going at, because again, being open with the person, I didn't know where the person was going. I thought they were just making me aware, and I was trying to let them know I was also aware. But when they heard that information, they were trying to run with it. Oh, no, time out.
Juicy information.
No.
What can I take this one at? All right, so we're in this friendship and relationship with friends and family members and significant others, and we're paying attention to the needs of that person. We are communicating in such a way that they understand. Let's say that one, okay? And then we appreciate each other. Why is it important to appreciate one another?
Because everybody wants the little fruit.
Everybody, that's a good one. Everybody wants the fruit.
Yeah. Just like in that cartoon you were just showing us, everybody was chasing after that, whatever the fruit was, and everybody was chasing after it.
I mean, everybody.
And so for me, everybody wants that attention. Everybody wants to be patted on the back. To some degree, we want to be appreciated. So it's better to. What the Bible says, it's more blessed to give than it is to receive.
Right, and how many times have people felt, and you heard a friend or a person say, they never acknowledge me, then, you know, and so when you hear those type of things, you're dealing with people, my husband got me to take the love language test a long time ago, so and they do it also in the workplace, and so you get to starting to notice that person, what it is that person is speaking when they start talking about this person never acknowledged me, and those are those people that like to hear words, and so okay, so I understand what's happening now. you know, one person you can just maybe give a gift to, and another person you can just say thank you. But then another person, they want like the certificate. Oh my gosh, you did an amazing job doing your work. So you did really good. I'm like, here's the certificate. I want everybody to know that Susie did an amazing job. Susie did right. You should have. Even though Susie was the one that recommended that we give her the certificate. So yeah.
I hear that. I hear that with in my work with my. This person said that she did not feel appreciated. I'm like, I was thinking to myself, appreciated. We're supposed to do our job and not waiting. I mean, we work for a paycheck. So appreciated of what? I mean, if you work, you don't even feel it. That you. I mean, they will realize if they want to fire you, they will realize how important you are in that company.
Yeah, the appreciation
Right?
is your check
Appreciation
that
is
you get. That's
right. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, okay, that really confused me. I did not say anything. I'm like, I appreciate that.
I gotta push back on
Well, I'm gonna say you guys go off and drive a hard
Well,
work.
I used to feel like that until I used to feel like that until I really started to understand our relationship with God, because God could pretty much say the same. He could have said the same thing. You know, he could have said, you know what, I created, hey little bastard, I created you. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So why are you asking me for all of this? You lucky I don't destroy you right now. You lucky I don't just wipe you off the face of the earth right now. And then if he didn't do what, if that wasn't enough, he gave his only begotten son to die on the cross for us. And then we still come to him, Lord, please.
Why you people?
Please heal my body. I need some money. I need this. I need.
Thank you.
No, please don't go.
We definitely understand. Exactly. Thank you, Noah. So, the reason why I said that it's a hard bargain is because, yeah, you do come to work and you know, it's like Pastor was saying, and you do your job. But, you know, every now and again, people feel overworked, underpaid, and they feel like, you know, it's nothing for you to say thank you. It's nothing for you to just, you know, give me a shout out or something like that to let me know that I'm doing a good job. People want to be patted on the back. People want to know that they matter and that you care. And so that's just on the workplace. But you're talking about in a friendship. So, you know, how do you appreciate people that are friends?
I like to take my friends out of
that's what you
their birthdays or any other days. I mean, I do like to show my appreciation because we are creating a friendship, and I don't do it because I want to look good. I do it because I want them to feel good, and I do appreciate my relationship as a friend. I mean, that's the way that I do it.
I agree.
You know, and this is something that I had to learn that I didn't know early on in marriage, but hindsight, because going back to your point, a lot of times you say, okay, well, I'm going to work every day, and I'm paying the bills, so you should know I love you. I'm providing the money, so you should know I love you. And, you know, kids don't want that. They want a dad that's going to be at all the games. They, you know, and so you have to kind of mature past that. And what I see in the job part of it is that sometimes people come in and they don't see the job as job. They see that this is part of my life. And so when they say things like, hey, I don't feel appreciated, it's because they're putting their heart into it. And they feel like, okay, you just think, I mean, excuse the language, I know we got kids here, but please forgive me, but if it's just transactional for the money, then it's more like a prostitution. Because that's what a prostitute, you know, hey, you give me this, pay me X amount of dollars for the night, and okay, you got your money, I got what I need, and we going.
Where is she at?
You can see her.
I think she was sat down in the bed
Yes.
Yeah, but you know, so it has to be more than just being about the money. So we have to be careful, even on the job, about making sure that, okay, yeah, I know I'm getting this check, but even as a leader, you have to be aware that yes, even though I'm giving you a check, it's not just about the check. How are you about as a person? Yeah.
I agree.
That's why when you after work, get home, talk to your wife, talk to the kids, spend some time with them.
Yes. I agree. Yeah. That's good.
Nice. What's our next one? Extend yourself. Go the extra mile. It's like, it's easy for me to have a friendship that we see each other, we might talk on the phone, but what does the extra mile look like? What does that extra extension look like? What does that look like? Kind of what Susie was saying. I don't take all my friends out to go eat. That's kind of like going extra mile. And it's not just to showboat it. I'm extending myself. I remember your birthday. And I don't just remember your birthday. Here's a gift. Let's go eat. Let's go do something, because you are important to me. I appreciate you. And so this is one of the ways that I show that. So I'm going to do a little bit more than I normally do with friendships. And I mean, does that mean you're supposed to do that with every single friend that you have? Fortunately, you probably can't do that with everybody. But the ones that you are really truly calling your friends, you do want to extend yourself and go the extra mile every now and again. Because, and not look for nothing in return.
Oh, yeah.
That's the big one. I definitely took care of you on my birthday.
Right.
I bought you a Christmas gift and you gave me a card? A card? I bet y'all won't do nothing next year. Come on. I may have said it, did it, or anything like that before. And so if you get to the point where if you don't do for me, I'm definitely not doing for you. And I was big. I've never liked to go to any birthday parties with my kids unless I had a gift. And so I became the person that, let's invite Aunt Kylie. Let's invite this person because I know she gonna bring gifts. She always bring gifts. She always bring the food and the tables and the crock pots and everything else. So we gonna invite her. So now that this becomes almost just like Pastor was saying.
Yeah.
What can I get out of this friendship or relationship? Nothing. You used up. Go on to the next person.
Yeah.
Thoughts? Thoughts on that one? Extending ourselves a little extra or too much? Have we done it? Do we like to do it? Is it a pull?
When the Bible talks about going the extra mile, they want your coat, giving your cloak also. So it's definitely a challenge.
Huh? What did you say?
It's worth it.
It is. In the end, the end result is.
Because some friends came to church because I go an extra mile. They were wondering what she's getting this love or teaching of. And I have some friends that they came to church or to Jesus Christ because of that. And I did not know it. I didn't do it because of that. I just do it because of the way that I am. I mean, I do like to see people, or especially ladies, lift them up, and especially when they are in their deepest thing, like there's not such a thing that going extra mile. It was easy, no, because sometimes economically, financially, I wasn't that good, or my time with my family, I have to take away time from my family, but it was worth it.
I agree. Everything that I've done that was the extra mile, it was definitely worth it. Because to your point, you're planting seeds, and then you start seeing like, oh wow, And I remember a time just kind of thinking back, like I would see a young person, and in my mind, I planted a seed, right? I told this young person this, that, and the other, and then they kind of go off and do their own thing, right? And you're like, well, what happened? And then they have the aha moment, and you're like. And then I just want to give Mary I just want to let her know, man, I thank her for everything she gave me because, man, I thank her for allowing God to use her because now I'm saved. And you like, Mary? Mary wasn't there when you was crying, and Mary wasn't there when you did all this. Mary? And so you get that pride that starts building up in you. And it's like, okay, now you're starting to say to yourself again, the friendship wasn't about the person, it was about you.
Yeah.
It was about you. But what can I gain from it? How do I look? Do I look like the good person because I have all these friends and all these people just love me so much? What do I look like? Not about what that person is going through. And so when it does happen, that's when I started to learn about Paul planted, Apollos watered, and God gave the increase. It was never about me. I was supposed to do whatever it is that God told me to do and move on along. And when that person got that aha moment, continue to appreciate and continue to just extend myself to that person so that they know that they're somebody that's always there. That's my only part.
I've heard, unfortunately, people have come to me about marriages and marriages that, they're looking to, go and this, that, and the other, and they complain. And you have to tell the person that, you know what, if it's about you, then you've already lost. You have to be able and willing to love that person regardless of what decision that person makes. If the only reason why you love that person is because the person is doing X, Y, Z, now you've gotten away from unconditional love and you fall into conditions. If you do X, Y, Z, then I will love you. But if you don't do X, Y, Z, I won't love you. And so that is a hard pill for some people to swallow, especially newlyweds who are just now getting married, because a lot of times they fall in love with this person because of certain conditions. But what if those conditions change? That's how we try to counsel and get people's eyes to open, because the conditions will change. And when you're not receiving from that person like you were in the very beginning, do you have enough love in you, enough of God's love in you to love that person despite of? And that becomes very, very tricky, especially when you're talking about abusive relationships and all kinds of stuff. So that's definitely a really good topic.
Yeah, I agree. Any more thoughts, comments on extend yourself? And then the last one is volunteer to do some work for their organization. It's kind of sort of one of the things we kind of talk about. Just be willing to be open and help a person out in whatever it is that they're doing. Because sometimes it's easy to invite a person maybe into church or probably even into your home. But what happens when that person invites you to their church and you say, well, I can't go to their church, I got my own service to go to. And that's the biggest thing for them, to know that you care that much. Will it hurt to take a Sunday off if that person shows you just how much that means to them for you to show up? Not at all. You just probably gotta work it out and figure out the date. But if that's gonna make them feel better about themselves, I guess I'm going to church with you. Now, I'm not going to no cult church, and I'm not going to go and serve, do something that's different. I'm going to continue to be assertive and stand up for what it is that I know is right and true. So I'm not going to just go into any place. You do have to have that communication again. Let me hear what you're talking about, and then I start hearing that things ain't right. No, to no means do you're not going to bow down and just accept certain things. Now, if that's the case, then yeah, we're going to rethink that. So yes, and then we have two more. Oh, did you try to touch it? I touched it. Oh. Can you make it big? This is the last four of sustaining relationships. So, challenge each other to do better. How can we challenge each other to do better?
By holding each other accountable.
Holding each other accountable. What else? The person is having a hard time, so here's a yes.
Can you elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, I was gonna say so for instance, Martha and I gave everybody, remember, a little sheet, and the little sheet, one thing that you change, one thing you would do different. So the thing that you heard that person tell you that they would like to change or they're like almost not good at, then that's the thing that we challenge each other on. So I challenge you to, Martha, I'll challenge Martha to set her alarm and get to church on time. And so I'll keep pushing Martha until Martha feels like, okay, but I have to let her know that I'm there and I support her. If Martha shows up and Martha's late again, I would say, Martha, yeah, I quit. You done. I'm not fooling with you no more, Martha. No, I'm not. Of course I would not say that, but I am going to ask her, okay, what can we like eliminate that is causing the problem? So like you said, hold each other accountable. How can I help? What can I do to help? If you being late is a problem, like do you want me to give you a call maybe ahead of time? Whatever I can do to make her feel that she's not in this thing by herself, if I'm considering myself a friend and I want to keep her friendship, and she's already let me know that this is my big thing right here. All right, First Lady, what you got? Can you help me out or not? And I keep saying, you got this, Martha. You got this, Martha. Martha, you got this. And then Martha, you can walk in late. You walk in late. You walk in late. Martha, you got this. Never try to call Martha. Never send Martha a text. Never did anything. So.
I was just saying that it's still a balancing between accepting people and knowing when to hold people accountable.
Right, but when we're talking about to challenge each other to do better. What are you talking about the last one?
Well, in my notes, I heard that we were to accept people for who they are.
Yeah, you're talking about that.
And so
The 11 steps.
right, and but at the same time, if we do the accountability piece incorrectly, instead of it building the relationship, I think it can break it.
Right, and so when we're talking about sustaining a relationship, we already are in this relationship. We aren't in the stages where the smallest thing that you can say or do to me will just take me out the door. Usually, right? I'm not going to tell my certain friends that I know that it's a little weak, relationship a little weak. I'm not going to say certain things. To your point, I'm going to have tact with it. So certain people, you know that you just can't, and you never know. Sometimes you just got to step out there and do it, and then you notice, okay, that's not working. Let's try this. Let's come at this a different way.
Yeah, it's a difference if it's a mutual thing. Like the example you used with Martha and the tardiness, and somebody wants to be better at it. That's one thing. But if you come at let's say Billy, and Billy, you know, like, hey Billy, you gotta do something with that hair, something not right, and Billy thinks their hair is the bomb because they got it all over the place, and it's like this big afro and it's leaning to the side, and when he comes into service, you can't see it because it's taking up all the space. And you're like, hey bro, and then he complained about he can't get a job. And people ain't hiring him because of this fro. And so you don't want to get rid of this fro, but you see what I'm saying? It's a different scenario.
Right. So how would we deal with a situation like that? The Billy in the hair and then saying anything.
Or something else. If somebody got a real life example, I just made that up.
Which is fine. That was fine. How do we deal with that one?
I mean,
If he's complaining about it, he can't get a job with his hair.
No. He's not complaining about it. He thinks it's fine, but we kind of know that he ain't getting the job because his hair is out of
I mean,
control.
that's a nice way to say things, though, when it comes to certain situations about your hair, like, you know, maybe it's something like, you guys can look up something together, like, you know, certain things that you should do before an interview, or certain things that jobs look for, and it'll be listed on there versus, because he might not accept it coming from somebody else. But if
Take them to the barber shop.
sees it, no,
If
if he sees it online, or maybe, you know, see the requirements that it takes to get a job and what they're looking for, then maybe he will be bound to go to something like that versus you just saying, you know, well, you know the reason why you're not getting a job, right? It's because of that retarded hairstyle you got. Like, you can't say that. So show him something that, oh, this is the requirements they require. He'd be like, oh, well, one of them is hair. Maybe it's my hair. Let me try to put in a ponytail. Let me get it braided. Let me get it. It's other options that you, other ways that you can go about doing things.
And ask questions. That's
Yeah.
a big one. Ask questions. What questions would I ask Billy in regards to his situation? I would ask about the interview. How did the interview go? What did you wear, Billy? Oh, how'd you wear your hair, Billy? And then, you know, little things like that. Ask some probing questions to her, almost on our point, to get Billy to recognize you wore a suit. Oh wow, suits are really nice. I've seen a lot of guys wear suits to interviews and do really good.
Or
and
like
I would even tell him the other end of a female, like when women wear, they, you know, gotta be careful wearing them short skirts and cleavage showing, and big old earrings and stuff like that, because there are things that you can and can't do in an interview. And so, tell me more. What else did you have going on? You know,
Some jobs will tell you that.
what?
Some jobs will tell you, like at the airport, they, not out here, but out there, I think I had red hair, and they were like, yeah, well, if so, you would have to change your hair. And I was like, I'll put a wig on it. I ain't get the job, but that's what they will tell you
That's why
sometimes.
you did not get that job.
Right, and I went to a job interview to her point, and I had a piercing in my lip, and the lady said, if before you start, you would have to remove the piercing. So I took it as though that they hired me, so I went home and snatched that piercing straight out my face, and a week went by and she never called me, and I was like, what is happening? Why should I call me? And then just to find out, she was a really nice lady. She was like, it was your piercing. So she gave me the heads up, probably for future jobs, but they just went on and passed on my application.
Could have been clear with it. They was like,
Wow, and so it's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's ways, and to your point, that even if you say all that, you still might have that one hard person that they just gonna keep going right over their head because they just like their hair, and they just know, like you said, that's the last problem. It cannot be not my hair. You know?
Right, and then you bring up another point now as I'm thinking. At some point, you gotta let the person fall. So, they've gone on this interview and they swear up and down it's not their hair. They go on the next interview, and now they can't pay the rent. And you done warn them, and then you help them out, and they keep doing this, and then they come back again, and they can't do this. Now, it gets to the point, at some point, you're going to have to fall, and so that you can learn this lesson.
That's right.
And that's where I kind of was going with this whole accountability, but yet accepting the person as they are.
Back each other when things get tough. That to me can kind of go both ways, kind of just like the first one. Is it tough because you allowed it to be the tough? You just continue to just not go to work, and now it's tough, and you want me to have you back through that, or am I backing you up, or we going back and forth when it comes down to things that are my faith has got like really weak, and I'm having a hard time trusting, and I have your back, and I'm going to be there to support you in such a way that I tell you what thus says the word, not what I say, but what the word says. And so I'm going to do my best to support you in that area, so that almost like as I was saying, you can see underlining what the problem is. But I'm not going to back you if you just kind of just sat home and didn't go to work. So yeah. Any questions on that?
I was just thinking that for us to back at each other, making sure it don't become codependency.
That's a good one.
So you just have, again, with relationships, it's not a black and white thing. It's just really trial, error, and you need really wisdom from God.
I agree. I totally 100% agree. Which is the last two, which is take time to listen to each other. That was kind of in the beginning, one of those beginning ones. Same thing, it took you to get that relationship with that person. You had to turn on your active listening ears. Well, guess what? You got to still do that to sustain it. I can't all of a sudden be sitting there just really focus on everything you're saying and pay attention and give you feedback and letting you know that I'm really listening. And then a month later, I come along, and then all of a sudden, can you tap that from here? Then all of a sudden, then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you need me and you want me to talk, and I'm not there, and I'm not there, and I'm not there. So I was there this entire time, making sure we got this friendship and relationship together. But now that we're friends, you good. I ain't got nothing to say. She be okay now. I'm her friend now. So almost it puts me in the mindset of Facebook. You're just like one of my Facebook following friends. I'll never reach out to you. I don't care how you're doing. You just one of the numbers, because I want to get a high number of friends on Facebook, let everybody see that I'm popular. So I'm just going out and making all these friends with people just so that everyone else can see something that I'm portraying to be. So, I mean, do I really care? No, I don't care. I just want my numbers to go up. And then
the last one is don't give up your principles, because this is clearly not.
Don't give up your principles. What are your principles in sustaining a relationship? was the purpose? What was your whole reason behind being a friend to that person? So what are the principles?
Moral.
Respect each other.
Respect each other.
Moral, respect each other. I mean, I had an experience a few years ago when I just barely became, or I was becoming a Christian. So I built a relationship with one lady, and she was married at that time. I was married. So every day we spent time together. She never shared nothing besides the issues that she has with her marriage. Sometimes, not all the time. So we spend like 3-4 hours out of the day, every single day. So later on, her husband moved to another state, and she stays behind. She stopped talking to me, and then when I find out, she was cheating on him. So at that moment, I was thinking, how come she did not share that with me? It was, I mean, if she should have asked me, I should have said that is wrong, because that is wrong. I think in a relationship, we have to set up our, boundaries. Yes, the way that I think, the way that I wanted to be as a person, have moral. I mean, that was my big lesson there, because I was, very young, but at the same time, I never, I always follow rules, even though when I wasn't married or I wasn't Christian. So, I think in a relationship, you have to set up your boundaries, okay?
Great.
It could be.
Yeah, that is true. There's boundaries in any type of relationship that you have with different people. You have to have boundaries.
Right.
Things that you're going to accept, things that you're not going to accept. Things
Right.
that you believe in, things you don't believe in. And no person is allowed to overstep those boundaries. Because you have to know that you're going to say something. And so, building those principles and standing firm to those principles, not going into really fast what they made me think about you were saying. When we're having these conversations and they become intimate with our friendships, that person can pick and choose, like, yeah, I'm good. This person maybe didn't even notice your morals that you have. And so if you're telling me I'm faithful to my husband and this is what this is and I don't do this, I've already judged, like, okay, I would never tell Susie about this. She would just look at me all wrong. And so people are listening to what it is that we're giving them back and vice versa. And so now I have a choice to decipher that, like, yeah, no, I can't tell her that. How would she look at me? So when we're talking to people like, yeah, these people going straight to hell because they just committing all kinds of sin and this, that, and the other. So it makes you think, like, why would a person want to come to you? You already put me in hell. You put everybody in hell for doing it. So I'm for sure ain't going to come and ask you for no help. But I'll still be your friend. But I know that area I can't talk to you about because you've already gave me how you feel about it. And so that's what that whole listening comes in. Just like we listening to people, those people are also listening to us. So yeah. Any questions?
Well, yeah, I'm glad you said that because that stifles the growth, just in general of not the growth of the church. It does stifle the growth of the church, but your ability to win souls for Christ. The Bible says, he that winneth souls is wise. And so, a lot of times, if we know or we feel passionate that this certain thing is wrong, the way to get that person to change what they're doing is not by telling them what they're doing is wrong. Not only does it show in the scriptures that didn't work, it didn't work for Israel, who were God's children, nor did it work in the New Testament. Research shows that don't work. So you have to be wise in how you do that. It doesn't mean that you need to accept what they're doing. In other words, go and do it with them. But at some point, you do have to have a loving relationship with that person. The Bible says to speak the truth in love. We think it means like tell it like it is. No, that means when God gives you an opportunity to speak, you speak with the same grace that God gave you. Amen. Because if the truth be told, if God sat you down in the way, because he's pure, he's holy. There's nothing wrong with him. So you, in comparison to him, is just like you're watching the other person and what they're doing. And if we understood that as a church, we would win more souls for Christ. Not necessarily for them to come to church with us. I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, because a lot of pastors, they go out, yeah, we want to win souls for Christ so we can build up the church, our church. No, you need to win souls for Christ just to be winning souls for Christ. Whatever God sends them in gold, that's on them. You want people to start to live a holy life. And you can see that. You see that in pastors, you see that in people, because it's phony. Because and people pick up on that. You know, because, oh yeah, you were helping me out. You fed me when I was homeless, yes. You did all of this to me, and then, you know, so that I can visit and hear you preach. But then the minute I didn't want to hear you preach, the minute I didn't want to go through this, then you cut off all your love and everything. That's not love. And that's not what the Bible teaches. So, I'm sorry, but... well, because I had to learn that, because I used to be that other person. You know, oh man, let me wow you with the scriptures and quote 50,000 scriptures so that you can, you know, quote unquote, be my proselyte or be my disciple, that I brought you to Christ. And the Bible talks about that. Jesus, he had to deal with those Pharisees. You make a person a proselyte, but make him more the child of hell than you are. Because all the reason why they wanted to help this person and quote the word to that person is so that the person can follow under them. And we have to be careful of that. So when we are going out and build a relationship and visitors come or people come our way, if we're looking for something in return, then we've missed the mark, other than the fact that God gets the glory.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Glory to God.
Yeah, I agree.
Me too.
So, any other questions? We talked about building a relationship. Someone told me one of the things it takes to build, what is one of the steps in building a relationship?
Believe.
Be trustful to each other. No lies.
Yes,
Love, invest.
Yes.
What's the youth? Uplift.
Yes. Right, and now can someone tell me one of the steps in building?
Slap the person when you see him.
Assume what?
Assume others want to form relationships.
Assume that people want this relationship just like
Overcome
you.
the fear of rejection.
Overcome the fear of rejection. Not about you. Right? And be persistent. That's our thing. Be persistent. Don't give up. Huh? Invite. So what's one of the ways to sustain the relationship? We got it now, it's in there. What's to sustain it? How are we going to keep it? How are we going to keep them coming back? How are we going to keep allowing them to allow us to come back? What do we need to do?
Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Pay
Pay attention. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
The extra mile.
Go the extra mile.
Go the extra mile, man.
Extend yourself.
Extend yourself, man.
Everybody has friends, but how many have that friend that is going to come up to them and pray with them? How many have those friends that is willing to go in and sit with them throughout the hours when they in the hospital bed and they sick and they can't move, and you just there for them as a friend? Because I can be a friend when the things is going good, or you giving me something, or I'm giving you something. But when that person is really in need, how many of us extend ourselves and go the extra mile for that friend? Yes, sir.
I have a friend of mine, she's retired now, but even when I have to go to court, she's with me right there.
That's right.
For immigration, no criminal court.
That's all right. But that person is there. Even in things in that nature. People need somebody, even if it was to go to court. You know, because, you know, what about when we mess up? Come on, how many of us mess up? When we mess up and you want to know that somebody is there, that everybody didn't turn their back on you because you did this thing. Like, I still love you, cause I know that I did things that, it might not have matched what you did, or been bigger or smaller, but it didn't matter. I still wanted somebody to be there for me. I still needed a friend. I still needed somebody to call me and tell me it was gonna be okay, and that they still love me, and that you didn't disown me because I did this. And so it kind of brings you right back to what Pastor was saying about if Christ treated us the way that we treat others, you know, as friends. Oh, so you went to jail? Okay, I can't mess with people who went to jail. Oh, so you beat your kids? Oh, I can't mess with people who beat their kids. You cheated on your husband? Oh, no, I can't mess with people who cheat on their husbands. Come on, let's be honest. Like, people have done it, and you know, and so you get to the point where I'm only your friend while the going is good, but when the going gets bad, I get the going. So just be careful of relationships, or how you're building those relationships, and just remember that you want to treat a person the way you want to be treated. The way I worded it in the beginning, treat others the way you would treat someone that you love. And so, if I love my husband, I'm not going to treat a person with disrespect, because I love this man, and so I'm going to do everything I can for him. So that means I'm going to do everything for you too. Yes, sir.
That's what they say, love yourself like you're gonna love others.
That's right. Amen.
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 Yeah,
Amen.
amen.
Any other questions, comments, suggestions?
Where's the coffee?
Where's the, oh man.
Empan.
No coffee tonight, not that I know of.
No,
Yes.
I'm just joking.
Okay, I was gonna say, we can go to Circle K, get some coffee, but no coffee. With that being said, we are going to stand and open for prayer, and we